Hard work is often praised as the ultimate solution to every problem in life. From childhood, we are taught that if we keep working hard, success will eventually follow. We watch others wake up early, sleep late, push through pain, and sacrifice their comfort, so we assume the same formula will guarantee results. But life quietly disagrees. You may have met people who work harder than everyone around them, yet remain stuck, frustrated, and confused. They do everything right, yet nothing moves. This story is for them, and for you if you've ever wondered why effort alone is sometimes not enough. Today, you will hear a simple story that slowly reveals a truth most people discover too late. It is not about talent or luck, and it is not about avoiding hard work. It is about understanding why effort without direction can slowly drain hope while making failure feel personal. Listen carefully, because this story will not accuse you. It will hold up a mirror and ask you to look honestly at the way you are living your days. Some lessons change behavior, but this one changes awareness, and that is where everything begins. Pay attention before patterns repeat. Years ago, in a small town surrounded by dusty roads and unfinished dreams, lived a man named Arjun. He was known by everyone as the hardest worker they had ever seen. He never missed a day, never complained, never rested when others stopped. While the town slept, Arjun was already moving, lifting, fixing, building, chasing the belief that effort alone would lift his life. People admired him, yet quietly pitied him, because despite all that work, nothing seemed to change. His income stayed the same, his respect never grew. His nights ended with the same tired question echoing in his mind. What more do I need to do? Arjun believed the answer was always more hours, more sweat, more sacrifice. He said no to family gatherings, postponed joy, and delayed peace, promising himself that happiness would arrive after success. Days turned into years, and the pattern never broke. He worked, waited, hoped, and repeated. Slowly, exhaustion replaced motivation, but he kept going because stopping felt like failure. He did not realize that effort, when disconnected from reflection, can become a trap that feels productive but leads nowhere. His story is not rare, it is painfully common, and that is why it matters. One evening, as Arjun walked home with aching shoulders and a heavy mind, he noticed an old man sitting quietly near the roadside. The man was not working, not rushing, not chasing anything. He simply watched the sky change colors as the sun disappeared. Arjun felt a strange irritation. How could someone sit so calmly while others struggled to survive? As he passed, the old man spoke softly, asking why Arjun always looked like he was running from something. Arjun stopped, surprised, and answered honestly. He said he was running towards success because only success could justify his sacrifices. The old man listened without interrupting. Then he asked a question that felt uncomfortably simple. He asked Arjun if his hard work was taking him closer to the life he actually wanted, or just keeping him busy enough to avoid asking that question. The words lingered. Arjun wanted to defend himself, to explain his effort, his discipline, his consistency, but something in him hesitated. For the first time in years, he realized he had never clearly defined what success meant to him. He had only copied the idea of struggle from others and assumed the destination would reveal itself. That night, Arjun slept less than usual, not because of work, but because his thoughts refused to settle. The next morning, Arjun returned to his routine, but something had shifted. His hands moved the same way, his body followed the same rhythm, yet his mind felt distant, as if watching himself from the outside. Every task now carried a silent question. Why am I doing this, and where is it leading me? He noticed how often he worked on autopilot, repeating actions learned long ago without asking if they still made sense. He realized he had confused movement with progress and endurance with purpose. By afternoon, the old frustration returned, but this time it was sharper. It was not the tiredness of the body, but the weight of directionless effort pressing on his chest. When the day finally ended, Arjun sat alone and reviewed his years, not with pride or regret, but with curiosity.
He saw how he had chased approval, stability, and security without ever pausing to choose consciously. Hard work had become his identity, a shield that protected him from judgment, yet also from growth. He understood then that effort, when unquestioned, can quietly lock a person into a life they never actively chose. That realization did not comfort him, it unsettled him, because awareness removes excuses, and once you see clearly, you can no longer hide behind habit. Days later, Arjun sought the old man again. He found him sitting in the same place, watching people rush past. Arjun admitted something he had never said aloud. He was tired, not of work, but of confusion. The old man nodded, then said that many people fail not because they lack effort, but because they never pause to aim. He explained that direction gives effort meaning, while blind persistence only multiplies exhaustion. Arjun listened, realizing how often he chased tasks instead of outcomes. The old man urged him to question every routine, every sacrifice, and every delay of happiness. That conversation did not give answers. It gave permission to rethink. Arjun walked away lighter, yet uncertain, knowing his life would demand more than endurance. That evening, Arjun did something unfamiliar. Instead of collapsing into sleep, he sat quietly and wrote down everything he had been working for. The list surprised him. Most goals were vague, borrowed, or outdated. Earn more, be respected, be successful. None of them described a life, only a struggle. He realized he had been climbing without checking the wall. Hard work had kept him busy, but clarity had been missing. He remembered moments when small changes could have redirected his path, but he ignored them because stopping felt risky. In truth, continuing blindly was the greater risk. Arjun saw the fear had disguised itself as discipline. Fear of falling behind, fear of disappointing others, fear of admitting that effort alone was not enough. That night, he did not sleep peacefully, but he slept honestly. The next day, he began experimenting. He learned, asked questions, observed patterns, and slowly adjusted his effort. Work remained, but obsession softened. For the first time, progress felt intentional. Failure no longer felt personal, it felt informative. Arjun understood that hard work is powerful only when guided by awareness, aligned with purpose, and balanced with reflection. Many hardworking people fail because they never stop to choose direction. Effort is fuel, but the mind must hold the map. Without it, even the strongest engine drives in circles. Arjun's change did not make his life suddenly easy, but it made it honest. He noticed how many people around him were exhausted, not from lack of effort, but from carrying expectations they never questioned. Some worked to impress families, some to escape fear, and some to feel worthy in a world that measures value through struggle. Arjun understood that effort, when becomes identity, failure feels like a personal verdict instead of feedback. This is why so many hardworking people feel broken when results don't come. They blame themselves, push harder, and silence doubt, believing persistence will eventually fix confusion. But persistence without reflection only deepens the same pattern. Awareness, not exhaustion, is what redirects a life. Arjun did not stop working, he stopped working blindly. He learned to rest without guilt, to adjust without shame, and to change paths without seeing it as weakness. Slowly, his energy returned, not because life became easier, but because effort finally made sense. This is the difference no one teaches. Hard work fails people when it replaces thinking, when motion replaces meaning, and when sacrifice replaces intention. Success is not allergic to effort, it simply demands direction. And without direction, even the strongest life slowly collapses into quiet disappointment. There's a silent lesson hidden inside this story, and it applies far beyond Arjun. Many people believe that working harder will eventually fix everything, but effort is only one part of the equation. Without clarity, effort becomes noise. Without awareness, discipline becomes pressure. People fail not because they are weak, but because they are misaligned. They push in the wrong direction for too long and mistake endurance for progress. Over time, this creates resentment toward life itself. You begin to feel cheated, unseen, and lucky, even when you've done everything you were told to do. This is where frustration is born. Hardworking people often fail because they never stop to pause, reassess, and realign. They keep moving because stopping feels like surrender. But reflection is not quitting, it is recalibration. Life does not reward suffering automatically, it responds to conscious action. When you understand this, blame dissolves and responsibility becomes empowering instead of heavy. You stop asking why effort isn't paying off and start asking whether your effort is serving the right purpose. That shift alone can change how failure feels. It stops being an identity and becomes a signal. And signals, when understood, guide you forward instead of holding you back. Most people are never taught this distinction, and that is why the pattern repeats quietly across generations. Parents tell